What is poppin', y'all? Welcome back to one of my favorite holidays. Today we are doing October 1st. This is like the thing that we're doing for Spooky Month. We are going back and looking at all the old horror movies. We are doing horror movies from start to finish of Spooky Month. So I hope you're ready for a full 31 days. I forget how many there is in October, not gonna lie, of spooky content, spooky gaming videos, spooky film reviews, because we're going through them all. We're doing Nightmare on Elm Street, we're doing Friday the 13th, we're doing every single Saw movie. I'm pretty sure we're doing every single Final Destination as well, and there will be so much more. I think we're even doing Halloween as well as like Leatherface, even a little bit of Chucky in here. We're going back and doing the originals. I think we're doing all of the Screams as well. I think they're like the three that I wanted to do. Final Destination because there's a new one that's coming out. I wanted to do Saw because they're iconic, and I wanted to do Scream as well. So without any further delay, let's take a look at this first one, which is Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. This shit had Johnny Depp in it. And this is a horror crime movie, which is 1 hour and 31 minutes, has a 7.4 out of 10, and a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, has a 4.4 out of 5 on Amazon. You can watch this on Google Play, Amazon Prime, and Sky Store.
Several teenagers are killed by Freddy Krueger, who torments them in their dreams. Nancy and her friends need to solve the mystery, or they shall be killed too.
So, basically, how this film opens is with a starter kill. Like always, we always have a starter kill. We always get a good start kill at the start of horror movies to set the tone, to set the movie. And then we have Nancy and Johnny Depp, which is her boyfriend. They chill in, they have a group of friends, and they start getting picked off one by one by Freddy Krueger, and then they work out that Nancy's next. And when they find out that Nancy's next, she don't want to sleep. She doesn't go to sleep. She tries to stay awake as long as possible, and she ends up nodding off. Then we have Johnny Depp trying to run to her rescue, and then seeing her being absorbed by the floor, which I think is fucking wild. She gets absorbed by the floor, and she ends up beating Freddy Krueger and surviving, which is pretty cool. And Johnny Depp's there, and he's like, damn, I love you. Great. And that's where the movie pretty much ends. And I'm going to be honest, I sped through that because it is a very simple premise for a very simple movie. There's a couple of other things that go on, like they're in class and they start to see shit in real life where Freddy's like sort of breaking the boundary between real life and dreaming, like daydreaming and real life. You can sort of see him in the background. You can sort of see him like at the corner of your eye doing weird shit, changing stuff and talking to you, which makes you feel like you're going crazy. And I like that in horror movies. I think that is like some of the best type of horror, where it's like no one believes you, because it gives you that very like isolating feeling and the feeling of dread. No one believes you, and that makes you feel very vulnerable and get very defensive. And it's a trope done in so many other horror movies, but it is something that we haven't actually seen before this, and something that I don't think has been done after this, where it's like something that happens in your dream when you sleep. It is a core part of, like, you know, being a human. We've seen it a little bit with like Quiet Place and Bird Box, where they take away a couple of senses, which are pretty much, they're not vital for human survival, but like they're very key parts of life which you can't really avoid. And this is the same premise, where you have to go to sleep. You can't stay awake forever. Your body needs time to rest, needs time to heal, needs time to recharge and reboot. And that's what you do when you sleep. And if you stop sleeping, your body will start to shut down. You'll start to see shit. You'll start to go a little bit batshit insane. And like, you'll see shit that isn't there. And that is how this preys on you. And again, have you ever stayed up for like more than 24 hours? I have, but I haven't done it too often. I think I've done it like 4 or 5 times in my life, where I've stayed up for like 2 days straight. And yeah, that was a fucking rough time, not gonna lie. Because my birthday's on the 29th of December, and I'm pretty sure I stayed awake all night with my mates, just like fucking about, like pulled an all-nighter on my birthday. But then, you know, it's New Year pretty close to that, so you know, you get fucking very minimal sleep around that time, so, you know, it was a little wild, and I am getting slightly off topic here from big old Freddy Boy. Freddy Boy's design is brilliant. It is so good, and his backstory as well, where he was like burnt in a boiler room, and he was like fucking saying that he would like haunt everybody in their dreams, and he'd come back, and they're uncovering the mystery of his past through like being awake and then having to survive him at night. It is so fucking cool. Plus, dreams are like a place where you can do anything you want, so it gives so much creativity to the movie. And again, it is 1984, so I don't expect the fucking peak like CGI or peak like film stuff. Like, it does look janky, it does look pretty shitty, pretty shallow with some of the sort of effects that they do. They do have someone floating out of bed, and they do have someone like flying around, I do believe. Maybe not flying around, but like floating around the room, spinning around, which again, they would have probably had to do with like strings and stuff. So a lot of like practical effects went into making this movie, and a lot of like effort, which I do like. But Freddy has become such an iconic horror character that he's even faced up against Jason, and he even got his own knockoff in Rick and Morty. And I'm gonna be honest, seeing him like just wasn't that scary. I'm gonna be honest, he wasn't that scary to me, because obviously, I don't know, I find fear in realistic horrors, where this is more of a slasher movie, where we have a serial killer just going around murdering people, and that's what he did. But what I did like is the shit that happened in the dreams affected real life. Again, it's something that's been run into the ground now with Sword Art Online and stuff like that, where whatever happens to you in the game happens to you in real life. And again, I like that sort of stuff, but this one felt a little bit more real. Like, again, it's shit that happens to you in your dream, and something that you have to do. Like, whereas if it's in a video game, you don't really have to do it. Like, that's more of a choice that you're making. This is like a, you need to sleep to live. You need to sleep to survive. This is a choice. This is a necessity. The acting here isn't the best. I'm going to be honest, Johnny Depp isn't as whimsical and as charismatic as he is in his more recent roles with like Mad Hatter and can't fucking think of what it's called. Pirates of the Caribbean. He's a lot more realistic and calm here. Again, we still have that like 90s acting where it kind of feels, I don't know, There is a way that the 90s and the 80s have in acting, and boy, will I tell you, it isn't the best. Like, you can tell a movie's from that time without even looking at it. I can be blindfolded and I can tell you a movie's been made from this time based on the music and the sound quality and how they talk. Like, the way they act is just so, I don't know how to put it. It's not as like convincing. It isn't as good as what we have nowadays. Like, actors have 100% got better since back then. It has been like 40 years, but still, the acting was good. I liked the acting here. It's like that nostalgic like 90s, 80s acting. I was born in 2003, so I don't know, it's not really nostalgic to me, but it's like, it's iconic. And the acting here was done really well. Like, I think she was very convincing with, like, you could see, like, the bags slowly form under her eyes as, like, the movie went on. We could see, like, the degrading of the character, where it's, like, she hasn't been sleeping, she's been running around, she's been, like, questioning everything and anything, and she's just been, like, slowly losing it throughout the course of the movie. And it's just that attention to detail that is just so cool. And I don't know, I just don't find Freddy scary, I'm gonna be honest. He is an iconic costume though. A lot of people do still dress up as him for Halloween. We have his iconic sort of red and black striped jumper, his fedora, and his knife hand. Very Discord mod, not gonna lie. Kitten is Princess, are you ready for your... I can't think of what fucking Discord mods say, I'm gonna be honest. I can't think of a joke. There's one there. There is one there. but I can't fucking think of it. So we're just gonna move on, and I'm gonna apologize for even trying. So yeah, this isn't one of my favorites. I'm gonna be honest. This isn't one of my favorites, but it is iconic. So I cannot give it any less than a 7. I think that this is a solid 7 out of 10 movie, 7 out of 10 premise, and it is just a great movie. And I'm excited to watch the other Friday the 13th movies, because I think there's about 6 of them. I don't think we're gonna be doing it this Halloween. I think we're gonna doing it next Halloween. But I think this one is pretty up there with how iconic it is and how they actually go about doing Freddy as a character, because he's made it into pop culture. We haven't had a Freddy movie in a fucking long time. They've left him alone, but he's still so iconic, and I'm going to be trying to get my hands on the NECA figure for him, so expect a review of that also coming soon. I think I've done a Lego custom Freddy Krueger as well, so you can go check that out if you're interested. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. I hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe. If you do want me to review any other horror movies, TV shows, animes, anything like that, do let me know down in the comments below, and I'll get on it as quickly as possible. But it will be after the Halloween month, because I've already planned out my month of Halloween movies, so it will be after then that I get round to doing your suggestions. But don't worry, I will get around to it eventually, and it will be done. I can promise you that. But without any further ado, without any further disruptions, I'm gonna let you get on with your day. I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'll see you all later.